Elon Musk double-crossed the double-crosser. Don Lemon thought, I'm going to take care of this. Don Lemon made a deal with CNN. Don Lemon realized, look, I'm not going to do anything on my own, any kind of platform. I'm not going to do it. I'm the kind of fellow who likes to show up, do my gig, make the money, and go home. To be a jerk. Next, CNN is collapsing. It's in free fall. So whatever problems it had before with Don doesn't have anymore because they are desperate. They are beyond desperate. They are so desperate, it's not even funny how desperate they are. In fact, it's pathetic. It's so pathetic, it's beyond pathetic. It redefines pathetic. It is the standard bearer for pathetic. So here's what happened. And all you have to do is look at the deal that Donny Boy made with CNN afterwards. And also look at the smirk. Look at the smirk like, I got you. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute. Could Elon Musk have been that trusting, that gullible? No, but it didn't matter. But he was surprised. He was surprised. Now, let's go through a couple of things here. First and foremost, and this is important, they're after Elon Musk like you can't believe. They're after him because the shadow government loves a target. They love free speech. They love people who are different. They love people who are bold. They love people who don't ask for permission. You don't understand that. And they don't care who it is. America loves to hate, and these people love to hate America. So it's a kind of a symbiotic relationship. So here comes Elon, and he was too good to be true. Now, I'm not telling you right now that I want to suggest he submit to an apotheosis or some kind of beatification or canonization if you believe in saints. I'm not saying that. I don't know him. But what he is he's the best thing that's ever happened to our declining, destroyed free fall in terms of free speech. So it turns off. So Don Lemon would say, let me ask you some questions. Number one, let's talk about drug use and drug abuse. First and foremost, this kills me. I keep saying first and foremost because I tend to do it. There are no rules regarding drugs in this country. I can put out a vaccine that kills people, theoretically. I can give somebody a prescription drug that over a period of time destroys liver use. You are going to find eventually that the current drugs in use today for weight loss and others are going to be absolutely catastrophic later on. It's the old story, tried and true. America loves drugs. There is not a square inch of real estate in this country that you can walk without smelling weed. But not just weed from the 70s. Not the, from what I've read, the good stuff with different strains and smells, from Wowie Maui to West Coast stuff to Panama Red, Oaxacan this. No. It's this one super duper high strain THC blast that hits the central nervous system like a sledgehammer, causing more and more young people to go into psychotic fugues like you can't believe. So don't give me this business, Don Lemon, that you're asking questions about ketamine or whatever, that you're suggesting or intimating that we have a strong anti-drug policy in this country. I believe very, very strongly that Americans suffering monumentally debilitating mental illness could benefit tremendously from psychedelics, from MDMA types of drugs, and the like. But they won't be allowed unless Big Pharma can make money on them. So that's another story. So you're daring. And by the way, Don, do you want to go through a kind of a lie detector as far as your own personal drug use? Now, I don't know you from Adam, and I'm sure you might be cleaner than a whistle. But the idea that people in today's day and age, especially in the entertainment biz, can suggest that maybe they have not themselves partaken of illicit drugs, I think is a rarity. But I move on. Next, let's talk about this replacement theory. What these folks do is they will take something and will immediately brand it as being dangerous or nakedly wrong. For example, Make America Great Again, MAGA. Take that and associate that with racism. It's the white nationalist MAGA crowd. It's the MAGA crowd. It's the, okay? You got it? It's the MAGA this, MAGA that. Got it? And all of a sudden, MAGA becomes tantamount to or synonymous with racist, and they will use it. They co-opt phrases. Woke, believe it or not, was something that more of the right wing would use in terms of awakened. But they used it, they co-opted it to speak to this lunatic radical left stuff. And they hate that. They hate it. So the left is far better at co-opting words and creating verbal memes than the right. But the issue is there anything to this thing called the replacement theory? Let me ask you this. Irrespective of the name, because as you know, it's already been associated with some kind of, I guess, some form of radical right, Nazi-esque, theory. But do you think for a moment that Joe Biden and those individuals from the left were intending at any point to bring a bunch of illegals into this country so they can enjoy the scenery, so they can enjoy what's great about America? Or were they placed here in order to replace, supplant, substitute for those, let's say, previously targeted and trusted American demographics who really don't vote, who don't go out and act grateful, who will not mind being brought into the middle of the night, moved to Duluth, Minnesota on some transport because there is a census coming up. And a census requires new bodies, new people to change the demographics and to gerrymander accordingly. Do you think that's far-fetched? Of course it's not far-fetched. That's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. So don't give me this stuff. Don't pretend that there's nothing to this. What they've done is they have taken, because it's true, they've called it the replacement theory and branded it racist. Just like when they don't like something that's true, they call it a conspiracy theory. Remember, conspiracy theories are always synonymous with true. Okay? You got how that works? Next, please tell me what happens if you say something, if you say Hitler was the greatest person in the world, and you pose that on X or Twitter. I keep calling it Twitter, but anyway, I keep saying album. What are we going to do? And I like that. Does that mean I'm a Nazi? Does that mean I like Hitler? Or I like your statement? Or I like your brusqueness? Or I like the humor? Or I like the irony? Or I like how piquant, depending upon where you're from, more piquant, it was. What does that mean? We live in a country where in 1977, I believe, the Supreme Court ruled that Nazis could march in Skokie, Illinois. Nazis. We have in libraries Mein Kampf. You can buy Mein Kampf on Amazon. Now you tell me why Hitler's book, the blueprint, the architecture of the final solution, of genocide, of the worst horror that humans have ever experienced in perhaps recorded history, tell me how that is allowed, but somebody writing some misspelled epigram or something, some note, some phrase, some reference, that we have to shut everything down because somebody printed that or posted it? An idea which is, I think, allowed, an idea which is permitted, an idea which is to be protected. So the bottom line is simply this. Don Lemon came, this was a setup for Elon. Don Lemon didn't do this. Don Lemon had a deal already worked out with CNN. You go out there, set him up, then come right to Aaron Burnett, the network that fired your ass because, for whatever reason, because it's all about money. It was nothing about what he said. It's not the way he treated women. No. It's about money. They don't have any money. Believe me, if you're delivering ratings, ask Matt Lauer. Ask how long they knew about his rape room and his door that was like. Ask, as long as Matt Lauer was making money with Today Show or NBC, he could get into vivisection. It doesn't really matter. So that's what this is. But the bottom line is simply this. Elon outsmarted him. Elon came out, and you may say he's petty, you may say this. Believe me, Don Lemon is not even an asterisk. He's a comma. He's a comma chameleon. He's nothing. He is irrelevant in the scheme of things. But he came out to double-cross Elon, and Elon double-crossed him back. And Elon ended up looking the victor. You don't believe me? Ask around. All right, dear friends, please do me a favor. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. And if you're subscribed, make sure you are subscribed, because sometimes you're unsubscribed for reasons I don't understand. I've got my suspicions. Make sure you like the video. Also hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And also make sure that you put in your own particular comments your words, your thoughts, your brilliance as you comment as you see fit.